This is Mary Bill Yu, right?
Yes,
I want to
indeed.
make sure I said, I've seen her name because we're Facebook friends, but I first get to meet her today. I want you to meet her because she is the new food writer for the Toledo Blade, which is in the area here where we tape the show. But she also has a food blog, which I totally am into all food blogs. I'm obsessed with food blogs. Foodfloozy.
Yes, indeed.
.blogspot.
Yeah, so you can be a fellow food floozy.
I am
We're
a
collecting
food
them around town.
floozy. Yay, I'm a food floozy. I want you, first of all, to take a look at both of those things, her blog and then her columns. But before we get into what you're going to make for us, let's talk about you've come along with this career in a different kind of way. You were doing this on the side, and it's turned into your full-time.
It's my full-time gig. It's a great,
that's
great
I think inspiring for people. You wanted to write about food because, I mean, what started you down that path?
Really contesting, and I know you have some experience with cooking contests, and there's a fabulous contesting community. And so you're making dinner for your family anyway. Why not try something new? And maybe some magazine or some company wants to pay you, give you prizes, send you on trips. It's a great time.
You're going to do it anyways. You might as well.
Exactly. So you learn a lot about ingredients and how to write recipes, which is a very precise sort of thing because you need to be sure that people can actually make the dish again.
That's a really good thing to note if you ever do food competition. And that actually, I have the exact same story. I mean, that is how I learned to go from just pulling things together from myself to these. When you enter a contest, it's got to be, the quantities have to be there, the instructions have to be there. They have to be able to do what you say that you can do.
You can't just say, like, if you look at old recipes, they'll say, put this in a moderate oven until it's done. Well, like anybody can do that.
My oven isn't moderate. It's totally radical.
Exactly. So you need to be sure that you have the right temperature, the right size pan.
It's a really good skill set.
It's very specific.
Yeah. So we have that same kind of background, and then you turned it into a thing. I love this. So your blog was the first kind of manifestation of that, the food writing.
No, actually, I started with Annover.com. Okay. The Annover News closed, and the Annover.com then was the sort of new manifestation of this, and it really led the way in terms of online news. It prints twice a week, but mostly it was an online sort of blog-like, but not blog. Because it was still official news.
But that's the first real food writing.
Yes, because when they started, they really wanted hyper-local content. And I live by the philosophy of the psychedelic furs in the song Love My Way, that you can never win or lose if you don't run the race.
So that was
So they were looking, and I sent in my resume, and they said, sure, you know about food, you like to write. Let's give it a shot. Try. And it was fun. It's really fun. So
and you've really come on the scene here in our area because it's clear you want to, the food is great, but what else have you learned about, I guess, what we do with food and our, the people is really the key.
People think that the food is the best part of my job, and I do not deny that it's a really, really great part of my job. But making friends is really the best part of my job. You learn about people's history, you learn about their lives, you learn about their likes, their dislikes. All of this through food, whether you meet somebody in the contesting world, whether you meet with somebody over coffee, whether you're invited to somebody's home for dinner, inevitably you start talking about food. People bond over food.
And connecting with those people has really helped you connect as a reader with us. I mean, when I read your stuff, it's clear that you really enjoy the people and why do they serve it this way and why are they having it at this time of year. She's been getting all kinds of Polish cuisine lessons lately, right? The punchki.
I think Polish cuisine is underrated. I really do. People think of the punchki or they think of cabbage rolls, and there's so much, and there's regional nuances, and there's always something new to learn. And so it's really fascinating. And you talk to the people who were raised with these dishes, and their boobies and their grandmas and their nonas all brought the recipes and taught them, and it's fascinating. It's history and culture and friendship and everything all in one.
All in together. So, and as a cook, as a writer, you have some go-to recipes, some things. Again, your website had a lot of recipes. I was looking like
I've been doing that because I enjoyed the Annover.com writing so much. But of course, you're writing with their constraints. So the blog is really mine, and the blog is a bit neglected right now.
That's okay. She's writing for the newspaper a lot. So, all right. So, you picked two things out of your website for us that so I can link to both of them. So if you don't get exactly the ingredient she says or the amount she says, it's easy enough done. We can make sure you get links to that.
And these I brought two things. First of all, that are light because it's spring, and we had this horrific winter, and we've all been huddled up inside, and we need to get out, we need to walk, we want to eat things that are lighter and brighter and healthy.
That's the truth.
A lot of people ask me how I stay thin, and it's not really about thin, because right now, after my shoulder surgery that I had in December and not being able to exercise and it being cold, I'm not really fit. And it's about fit and it's about health.
Okay.
So I've brought salmon, I've brought
So
hummus, cucumbers, berries.
You don't have to be at someone else's thing. This is what you would make for yourself for lunch or for dinner.
Exactly. It's light, it's healthy, it's fun, it's easy, and as opposed to baking, which is chemistry, where the proportions need to be very exact.
Specific.
This is dump and stir, essentially. Only it's a little more glamorous than the average dump the
stir.
can.
Okay, so the first thing you've got together
this is
for
a
us.
salmon salad. Now, I baked the salmon last night, so it would be ready and not have your entire kitchen smell like salmon.
Which we will have people. This is also, it's a working kitchen, but it's also an office. So people come down from every office, come down to see what we're cooking. So it's not necessarily a bad thing either. But you cooked it last night.
I cooked it last night. I baked it. You could poach it. And if it's going to make the difference in terms of cost or ease to open a can, I don't care.
I always say that too. People will get on me sometimes when I'll do my most popular online recipe is a buffalo spicy chicken dip thing, you know what I mean? It's very good, but I used canned chicken in the quick preparation here. You can obviously do your own chicken. But I'm like, hello, this is a Super Bowl party food. I got so much, people were so mad at me. They were so mad at me. Sorry. But it's real life.
Make it yours. Make it
real
yours.
life.
And if it's
sometimes
going to
you
make
open
the
a can, right?
It's like with making a pie. If you have the skill and the interest and your grandmother's pie crust recipe and you want to roll that pie dough, absolutely go for it. If it's going to make the difference of you making the pie or not, buy a refrigerated one.
That's right.
It's not going to bother me.
That's right.
It doesn't.
Okay,
so
so
we're going to start with the salmon that is cooked. We are going to put in some cucumber. You want to peel it because the peel is tough and you want to get rid of the seeds so that they don't just get in the way and bother you. See, we're just dumping and stirring.
Dumping and stirring, a little cucumber. I love this so far.
We want, whoops, sorry, try not to do that.
Okay.
You want to put just a little bit of salt, and we're going to do this one over here so we don't dump it
That's
in
okay.
the salmon.
You know, I always say television cooking, the hardest thing is opening stuff. Right? Opening stuff catches you every time on TV cooking.
We want just a little bit of Dijon mustard. You can use the
tablespoon?
Exactly. And again, with this, you know, like I'm about to put some hummus in. I use the red pepper because it's got this gorgeous color that really accentuates the salmon. If you don't like red pepper, use lemon. It's not going to be, you know, a matter of whether you're meeting my standards.
Hummus.
Exactly.
Okay. And you did probably about 1/3 of a cup of hummus.
About. And again, you know, if you want it creamier, put in a little more. If you want it a little drier, then absolutely use less. This is very much, I want this to make you to make this your own. We're going to spritz a little bit of lemon.
Like I said, we should have had a whole lemon so we could use our fancy lemon squeezer, alien from another planet. Our favorite thing. Our favorite
It's adorable.
thing.
Adorable.
I'll bring it to the front side. So you're just stirring it up like you said?
I'm stirring this up, and this is really all you need to do. Now, I'm finding that this is a little dry.
So you might do a little more hummus.
I'm going to stir in a little bit more hummus.
And listen, also this area is great for hummus.
Yes, that's what I
great
understand.
hummus.
There is fabulous, fabulous food. Just as I said Polish cuisine is underrated, I firmly believe that Toledo and its cuisine is underrated. It's a great, great food town. Home cooks, restaurants, markets.
See, and we base the internationally known full plate cooking show right here out of Toledo. What
Yes.
more could you want? It's like Food Network Junior.
Precisely, exactly. No, people are passionate about the food here. In my very first column, I thought, you know, I could look online and learn about restaurants, but you're just going to get whatever is most popular,
Right.
what has paid for placement. I asked people to tell me. Easily the first day, I got more than 100 emails from wonderful people, and they didn't.
Food passion.
They really are, and they didn't say, "You moved from," or you know, "Why would you go? Why wouldn't you go to a bigger city?" They wrote dissertations. I'm serious. I need an Excel spreadsheet. I've got thousands of recommendations.
When you go on vacation, that'll be your column.
Really, it is, because people are telling me, you need to go here for this, and here for this, and here for this, and here for this, and there's this list, and not one person said anything negative. Everybody was just passionate and fiercely devoted to Toledo and its food, and it was just, it almost made me teary.
Oh, that is very sweet. I bet you most communities have that sort of feeling. Let's see, so you've got a bed of lettuce.
So I've got a bed of lettuce. If you want to maybe serve this for a luncheon, you could scoop out a tomato and scoop some of this in there. Whatever you want to do with it.
Looks fantastic.
So
This is like the next shower you have to give. You make this.
there you go. That's right.
Easy
You
to
get
do.
your shower gifts from
That's
Paula.
right. That's right.
And you make the salmon salad.
Looks beautiful. Now we're going to take a quick break. We're going to make something else as you finish plating it. That's
Yeah.
what the fancy people say. They plate it, right? All right, stay with us. We'll be right back with Mary Bilyeu. This thing is